Welcome to my Theater Teacher Resource video, a beginner's guide to stage management. This is an example lesson from my Technical Theater Stage Management Tech 1 unit. This preview offers the same high-quality content as my paid lessons. The only difference is that the full versions include both digital and physical interactive notebooks, and the intro and outro of these videos have been removed for a more streamlined student experience. I also have a full Tech 2 1-month stage management unit that includes 158 editable slides and a 40-page student workbook. Both are linked below. Now, on to the lesson. Ever wonder about stage management and if it is right for you? Today, we are going through the stage management basics to get an idea if you are ready to be the boss. Hey techies, today we're going to be talking about stage management, how to be a boss in 4 sections, a stage management unit overview for students. So if you're taking notes, make sure you write down the text in front of these note paper graphics. Don't write this one down, it's just an example. There's 2 different ways of taking notes that we have right here. One is digitally, the digital interactive notebook, where you would click right here where it says type notes from video here, and you would take your notes there. And if you are doing it in person with your physical interactive notebook, these are just tabs you'll fold up and write down the different areas underneath each tab. You'll notice the first one set in 4 sections, and right here you will see that these are numbered with 4 sections. You can't see the rest of this one, but there's 4 there. So if it has a number 1 in front of it, it goes under number 1. If it has a number 2 in front of it, it goes under number 2. All right, here we go. The stage manager is the mastermind, always thinking 3 steps ahead. You spot the problems before there are problems. A super assistant, you help the director, crew, and actors all at the same time. And the calm center. When everyone else is freaking out, you are chill. You are the rock of the show. The only way to do this is to do your pre-rehearsal prep. So the first section is pre-rehearsal work to be the mastermind, and then you would write this part right here down. So first you read the play. First you read it for fun, then for research. So you want to understand the theme of the play first, and that's why we read it the first time for fun. And then the next time we read it so that we can find out all of the other things in it, which we're going to get to on the next slide. If you don't have time to finish writing any of these, of course, pause it and finish writing it down and move on. Okay, then we have the second part of pre-rehearsal work, which is starting the prompt book. And you see this number 1 right here, which means it still goes down in that first section. So here are the different types of work we're going to be starting with: scene breakdown, calendar, and tech prep. And we'll talk about each of these a little bit more in depth later, but for right now, just write down that we've got the scene breakdown, which is who is when which scene, the calendar, which is when rehearsals are, and tech prep is when all of the other technical elements like props and costumes and things are happening. We will get into these more later on, but for now, you just need to know the basics. Next in pre-rehearsal work is prep your SM kit. So SM is for stage manager, and you'll see all of these different things going into your stage manager kit. Again, we will talk about stage manager kits later, but just know that that is part of your pre-rehearsal work right now. And it's making sure you have everything needed for the play in a bag so you're ready to go for any emergencies. Next up is the second one, which is rehearsal work. You are the super assistant at this stage. So your first thing written down in rehearsal work is to tape the stage. Actors need to know where the set is going to be. That way they know where to stand, where to move, and when they're walking off stage. This will include doors and all of that type of thing too, not just chairs and walls, but we will take a look at that later on. Then we have our second thing under rehearsal work, which is taking attendance and calling the missing people. Once we have our stage taped out, we have the actors coming in. I usually make sure that they take their own attendance, but if it's a smaller cast, you can take the attendance when they're walking in because you'll see everybody. And then if someone is missing when you start rehearsals, the director usually starts rehearsals and you go call those missing people. Play the game, find the actor. Then you are on book. So what this means is you help the actors with lines. They must call line first, though. You do not help them if they don't call line. That means they're still trying to think about their next line. Next is taking stage notes. So it's written in your prompt book, and usually you have your script on one side of the prompt book and your notes area, your stage notes, on the other side of the prompt book, so that you can show where each of the actors are saying these different lines on the stage. And also if there's other notes that the director tells you, oh, write that down, remind me to do that. Oh, talk to the costume designer about this. You write those all down. And then after all of the rehearsals and doing that over and over and over again and getting the show perfect, we go into tech week. So this is the point where you are the calm center. Even though you probably won't feel calm, you want to show everyone that you're calm. So during tech week, that third section, first we're going to do a dry tech. You talk it through. Check everything in your prompt book. Some things will have changed. So you sit down with your techies and sometimes with your director, and you say, okay, this is happening now, this is happening at this point, and you make sure everyone is on the same page through the entire show without any actors, so that you don't have to try to manage them and manage tech. It helps a lot. One of the biggest responsibilities you will have during the show is to run the show. So now you're going to use Tech Week to practice running the show with the actors and tech over and over again to make sure you and everyone feels comfortable and you feel ready to run the show. Now it is showtime. You are still going to continue being the calm center. And this is the fourth section. So the first thing you're going to do is open the theater. You are usually the one with the keys to open the theater, or if they have a house manager, if you're renting the theater, then they will open it for you, and you will work together to get all the lights turned on, everything unlocked, walkie-talkies tested, everything like that ready for the show. So before you start the show, you are going to check with the house. The house is the person in charge of the audience and ticket sales. You open the show, so you need to know if the audience is ready for the show to open. Sometimes you have little delays. For example, if there's a really long line outside the tickets, you'll hold the house for a minute or something so that everyone can make it in and get to their seats before you turn out the lights. Next, you run the show. From the show announcement to closing the curtain, you call the entire show. From intermissions to making sure everyone's safe, you are in charge. Next up, you close the theater. Once everyone is gone, you shut off the lights, lock the doors. Again, if you're using another person's space, another theater, or renting it out, you will usually do this with the house manager or the person running the theater. And last, a performance report. This lets everyone know how it went and what needs to be fixed for the next show. Hopefully nothing needs to be fixed, but sometimes if something's off or a cue's off or a wig didn't quite fit the way it did every single rehearsal for some reason, you just want to make a note of that to try to get everyone on the same page for the next show. All right, rookie mistakes. Do not do these things. Never panic. Even if the set is on fire, you calmly get people out and call 911. Panicking does not help people in an emergency situation. 2, no yelling. Be a good boss. Lead, don't scream. And 3, don't lose the prompt book. If you lose the book, you lose the show. Glue it to your hand if you have to. I personally do not take it or let it be taken out of the theater. It stays in a safe place the whole run of the show. All right, final thoughts. What do you think the hardest part of being a stage manager is? What do you think the best part of being a stage manager is? We're going to have you guys talk about it, talk with your teacher, or just write it down at the bottom of the page if you are doing this at home. Thanks for listening. I hope this helped clarify what a stage manager does. These are the stage management basics. The more you are a stage manager, the more you will see how much the stage manager does. If you're worried that you can't do all of this, that's okay. There's oftentimes stage manager assistants that will help you with all of the things you need to do, like taping the stage, or they're on script saying lines while you're writing down stage directions, but it is still a big job and one of the best. And remember, if you missed any of the notes, feel free to head back through the video or through the slideshow and write down what you missed. Teachers, please help support me by checking out the link to my growing Technical Theater Teachers Pay Teachers shop. Please like and share so I can continue making content.